Once I came to Interlochen, and after a couple of years here, I realized a bigger role for me was to try to advocate for a better model in music education. Basically, all educators and students in music classes are all trying to get to that final performance. But one performance is not real life. Most people don't play a song one time and never again. Once I got to Interlochen and realized what I felt my students truly needed, I convinced our leadership to let me take them on the road. And I've been taking students off campus into our community, as well as in further places like Los Angeles, New York, throughout the Midwest, to perform for as many audiences as possible. One of the proudest moments is one of those trips. In fact, I think one of my proudest moments was just this last spring, where we worked with a group of students in Los Angeles through an organization called Global Arts, and we came and performed for them. After my students had performed some of their songs, we divided all the kids up into groups, and my students were the teachers and taught these smaller groups of students how to write their own song. Then they performed. These students that we've just met performed for us and their peers just after writing something just moments ago. And as I went from room to room and saw that my students had somehow created a space for these students that they barely know to be vulnerable and brave and write a song for the first time ever in their lives, I thought, wow, like this is worth everything. And I hope that that's because that's what I model for them. But in the end, the fact that they gave so much joy and that they left feeling like absolute rock stars and that they did something that mattered more than opening for John Bon Jovi, that is what it's all for.
Courtney transformed our music education and really transformed that for the entire institution when she added to the music program that focus on contemporary music, with first the addition of a singer-songwriter program and then later a popular performance program. Courtney, in addition to all the work that she does at Interlochen on Interlochen's campus, is 100% committed to the broad cause of advocacy for music education in the schools. With Courtney's help, Interlochen has developed a network of partnerships with creative youth development organizations. Courtney visits several of these organizations each year, especially a network of creative youth development organizations in New York City and a network of similar organizations in Miami, helping everyone understand how important music education is and showing everyone the wonderful ways that the Grammy Foundation supports music for young people.
I think what has made me a little more innovative is using my intuition. I know what the core concepts are that the students need to learn, but I also read the room. The best teaching is the risk you take when you decide to guide someone somewhere that you've never been either. Whether it's me singing behind one of my students. The other day we were preparing for our final concert in our festival week here, and my student wrote a song that was really vulnerable. And so I stood behind her and sang with her and was guiding her and talking to her as she's trying to do a soundtrack performance. It was a powerful moment, just so that she could remember that I was there and to try to take her somewhere different. Other times, whether I've had a student with performance anxiety, I've blindfolded them and had them sing for the peers in the room. They know they're safe, but they're blindfolded so they can't see anyone in the room. They can't make up a story about what anyone's thinking. Another student of mine wrote a really heartfelt story about a situation with their mom and had them throwing rocks as they're singing the song into the lake, trying to chuck them as hard as they can because they were a very composed person and it was hard for them to let go. A lot of those things have happened throughout all my teaching, and I have no idea what they were in the time. And hopefully my students remember those moments where I was using my intuition and just in the spur of the moment coming up with something that needed to go on in order to get the student to do whatever it was that they were being called to do.
I wouldn't be the artist I am today if it weren't for Courtney. Courtney has forever changed my life, artistically and as a human being. She constantly gives back. She cares about teaching all, no matter their background or knowledge in music. And she truly cares about finding each student's creative voice and their impact on what will happen in the future.